I feel like, why do I do this in videos? Moving away from me.
I'm trying to like figure out. I feel like the
It does seem like it's like this, doesn't it?
Like maybe
We're twisted. It's twisted. There, that. Yeah.
I don't think it's gonna get any better than
No,
that.
that's good.
Hello,
Hi,
it's Haley
and Liz.
from the Expressive Stitch Collective.
Yes,
Yes,
the cult.
the
As
cult,
we like to call it.
the Expressive Stitch Cult.
That's what we should change our name to.
Just the cult.
Or just Stitch Cult.
Stitch
yeah.
Cult.
Oh. You may have just witnessed us renaming.
Oh my god.
Kind of like that. Stitch Cult.
Ooh.
Hmm.
Robes.
Ooh, yeah. No masks.
No
though.
masks.
Only robes.
Summoning.
Yeah.
Anyway.
All right.
So what are we talking about today?
We are talking about plein air stitching.
Yes. So we started a thing. You've probably seen if you've been a fan of the channel or social media.
We know we have so many fans.
All of our fans have seen
Oh.
that we have been going out of the studio. So this all was born out of the idea of when we have art nights here in Warren, Rhode Island. How were we going to participate? I, for one, was getting tired of sitting in my studio during art night. I want to get out there.
Yes, and it's beautiful outside right now,
Yes.
and we love being in the building.
Yes,
but
definitely.
Warren's changed since art night
Yes.
has been. I'd say it's evolving.
Yeah.
And there are so many things happening, kind of on a few streets over.
Yes.
They used to have a trolley that brought people to the
Right.
building, and that's not here anymore. So we were like, we want to be more a part of art night
Yeah.
and not be waiting for art night to come to us.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's just a thought. Like we still enjoy, like you said, being here. In fact, I think the studio last month did open up, which is awesome. But we had already committed to going out and stitching. So we were like, well, how are we going to do this? And since we both, what am I trying to say? We wanted to get out in the open air. We're like, how about plein air?
Yes.
Which translates into making art in the open air.
Yep.
Most frequently, painting outside is usually how people work, plein air or sketching. But we were like, stitching.
Stitching. Let's do it. Stitching.
Yep.
Plein air stitching.
Yeah. And that way we could also share with other people, passerbys.
Yeah. It is
something
amazing.
new.
It is amazing how many people stop and ask, especially I think rug cooking, because people see people sew, but you're doing something really novel in rug cooking. And I think it's a way to engage somebody in conversation that maybe they would just walk by if you were just showing your art.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. But they're able to see like what we're doing and what the influences were, because the first time that we did it, I think we were both using our surroundings as inspiration. Which we were the second time too, but in a more literal sense, in that we were like, a landscape, let's do landscapes. We were set up right on the Warren bike path near the Dells.
When they've redone our Dells is really cute now.
Very
so
cute,
yeah, we knew we'd see a lot of action there.
That's frozen lemonade. Is
if
Dells,
you're outside of Rhode
outside
Island.
of Rhode Island.
Yes, yeah.
And I can show. I think you probably have some photos, and we probably put them up already.
Yes,
on social media,
mine is my project that I did that night is at home.
Mine happens to be at the studio. You can see I never finished it, but I did do this kind of sketch, abstract hooked rug during that evening.
Hold it up again.
Oh yeah, sure.
So they can see.
So you can see.
Yeah.
You can probably see through.
It is abstract, but I have to say I can tell exactly where we were when I look at this. Yeah. So just a sense of movement, a sense of greenery.
Trying to
you use the colors of Dells.
Right, get a sense of the Dells. So this was looking across the street. There was a grouping of trees, and grass and sky, of course, and some roses. I think were over there.
Oh yeah, nice.
So That's what I did. You worked on little stitching collage.
I worked on little stitching collage. We'll overlay it because it's at home.
Yeah.
You're probably looking at it right now as we're talking. And mine was a little more literal, although abstract in its, I wanted to kind of flatten everything out and incorporate the roads because I wanted some dark lines running through, and the colors that were in the environment. And I did like think before I went, because we have to bring, it's not like we have a paint box.
Right.
Our paint box is, you know,
Baskets
this is my plein air basket. So if I'm going to Dell's, I'll bring, you know, colors that I think are going to, like yellows and greens. And I knew I wanted to do a road. So I have all kinds of, you know, there's just all sorts of stuff in here. Then I will also pre-pack a bag of, again, I put my palette together. The fiber I want, the threads, and if I go to the beach, like we're talking about doing a plan to do plein air at the beach, it'll be different fabric.
Yes,
it gets swapped out because you need to have the appropriate
colors, and shapes and things. I do the same thing with rug hooking. I just have like a big reusable bag. I throw a bunch of stuff in, and then I'm able to sort of pick from that as I go. So we did that in the first one in June when we went to Dell's, and then we did it again in August.
Yes.
Since that's when Warren was kind of highlighted. Art Night came back to Warren, and you worked on something different.
I did work on something different. I did not do something based on the environment. I am kind of doing a lot of my stitching on clothing, and I kind of wanted to expose that and have that out. But it was a Rhode Island centric design. So I wanted to kind of share that. Also, I just thought, I had a feeling it would be busier where we were, and that I might not be able to like get as much done and focus. I think really, I do think when you're doing it to interact with people, it's more important to interact with the people than actually get your plein air done. Where if the two of us go to the beach, we could probably sit there for like 3 hours and say 10 words to each other and really be in the zone in that creative sweet spot. But so it was great. So I got to talk to a lot of people about what I was doing.
Definitely.
You got to talk to a lot of people. Haley did some really cool abstract work.
So these are the pieces I made. Now when I say these, I mean the 2 miniature rectangular pieces that are there. Those were inspired by, we were down on Water Street, kind of in town.
These two. Right by the park.
Right by the park, and I'm just flipping them around because I'm not sure what orientation I want them to exist in. But these 2 little squares, so they were influenced by the streets and the buildings that I was looking at, and of course the colors are not indicative of what I was looking at. They're sort of things I've made up. So I took some of the lines that I saw. I
loved it that you incorporated that golden color, because we were literally there at the golden hour, and it was
a beautiful day.
The light was so pretty that night.
Yeah. So, and then you might be wondering why there's all this other stuff around. It's because I just was using up the space on my linen for a different kind of project. So I'm gonna eventually cut all these out and have them as sculptural elements that I'm going to put into a collage, I think. But so that's what I worked on. So very different from the first time, just inspired by.
Right. What do you like about doing plein air? Like, what's your favorite aspect of it?
I think there's a few different things. There's the actual, like, looking at landscape. I'm very landscape inspired type artist. I always have been. So just having like kind of like space to look at and be inspired by. Also, like, you know, when you were talking about like the buildings, like geometry and lines, like it's kind of just like a composition built into your brain already when you're looking at space and expanses. So I like that aspect of it. Art Night specifically, I just really liked sort of getting involved, but like seeing what other people were doing, hearing about what other people were doing, kind of experiencing Art Night in a different way.
Yes.
So that was another kind of aspect, not necessarily of plein air stitching, but of being out of the studio.
Really involved in Art Night.
Yeah, it did.
And I think the first time it did too, and our friend Karen was with us the first time.
Yes.
And the second time, we were more centrally located.
We were right near the organizers and volunteers.
And that was where the focus was.
Yep, and there was music.
There was music.
Yep, a local, well, I should say national band. Could be worldwide, actually.
They could be, yes.
But they're from Warren, Atwater, Donley. That is like a folk duo that
Celtic folk music
plays all over the place. They're pretty famous.
We were very lucky to be sitting there. It was so nice. I might have just yelled in the mic. Sorry.
We wanted to sort of be out there and be involved in a different way.
It was nice to be creating while listening to other creative people. And then you touched on this about we had so many people stop, I think especially that night, and tell us about their projects.
Yeah, definitely.
And what their were. And as you guys know, we're always like, tell us what you're working on. What are you doing? Or, just kind of say, oh, I've heard of this, but I've never seen it, especially with rug hooking. And, so it was great.
Really great about being like off-site, being in an unexpected place and meeting. I mean, we met people who had just moved to the area. We met some people that we don't normally get to talk to.
Right.
Because
your family came out. Some of your family came out?
Definitely. Some family came out and kept us company, and it was just really good to get out there. So if you have like a local art walk or event, or the ability to do a pop-up or something, Art Night was just so ecstatic that we emailed them. It was like, we have this idea.
Now I'm like, oh, I have another idea for
art.
Well, I was going to say, I think I see this online when artists I follow go to like almost like a plein air pop-up, like a, what is that? Meetup, the meetup. Yeah. What if they did like a plein air meetup during Art Night somewhere, and people came out and did more, or maybe we do that as the next level next year. Who knows? But because it feels different, right? When you're outside of. I mean, we both do things that we can do anywhere. You've seen us in coffee shops. We can do it wherever we are. Yeah. But there's something about being super intentional about I'm setting this time aside. Yeah. I'm going to do plein air stitching. Yeah. I like that, even though I didn't finish, I had visions of finishing when I did the landscape in that allotted time. I was kind of like, you have to finish it. Yeah. But I like that pressure of this is how much time you have, and you need to figure out what are you prioritizing to get the message across of what you want to convey in a timely manner. Which, since we both do slower, craft art, it's a little challenging.
Right. Well, that's one of the reasons why I started with almost like a 5 by 8 inch piece, and then I dropped down to about 3 to 4 inch squares, because I did not get the one in June done, but we also kind of got rained out on that one. But still,
that's true. And we talked a lot, which is the whole purpose of doing it during Art Night.
But
are you surprised by that?
You're surprised that we spent a lot of time socializing. So that's why I went to the smaller ones, which I then brought home and finished. Yes. Because they weren't dependent on me looking at the landscape anymore.
Right.
Once I kind of
had it in your head.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do. I love that. I love having a specific inspiration. It's like a prompt. It's nice.
For sure. So you might see us out on the town again. Yeah. The weather here is really, really nice.
It's beautiful right now.
To take advantage of it before it gets cold.
We do, because that's coming down we don't mind. We can then do what's the opposite of plein air?
Hot chocolate next to the fireplace stitching.
Home stitching. Oh, but no, I mean, it really is. It's a treat. And then, I mean, really, I'm trying to think just about not any, but art forms, a lot of them, even ceramics, you could do what's it called? Roku? No, that's for your TV. Where they fire it outside.
Oh, yeah. Sure, yeah.
Yeah, you can do, anybody, you can paint outside, you can sketch outside. Yeah. There's this big urban sketching movement right now. That is a thing. And as you guys know, if you've watched our other videos, like, I am somebody who's a little bit terrified of drawing things like people and, with the pressure of making it look realistic. But That really helps me when I always keep a little sketchbook in my bag.
Yeah.
And if I'm waiting for somebody, you know, I can pull it out and just do a little. And it's funny, I never think of that as plein air, but usually it is because I'm outside.
Right. And I think the key word that we keep coming to is like sketching and working fast.
Yep.
It's, I mean, even when you look at like some of the great painters, I mean, some painters were outside agonizing over their beautiful landscape of like I'm just thinking of those like early Americas, giant landscapes. But when people were really working outside and doing it, doing it really quickly, it was the Impressionists. They were literally working against the clock, working fast.
Yeah.
And trying to get impressions of the landscape and the light. So that's, I think like that spirit is there. We sort of take that on of doing it quick and doing it just inspired by.
Right. Yeah. Almost reactive.
Yes.
In as opposed to being thoughtful.
Right.
I mean, you're thoughtful still, but
it's
reactive, and you just go with your gut instinct, and you're like, this is what it is.
Yeah.
So I do love that aspect of it. I think, you know, and there's something to be said as well about, I don't know what it is, but when I'm in a car or on vacation or outside or, you know, doing kind of out of my normal place, I feel my creative juices flowing a little more. Different place, different environment, you know, and you just all of a sudden I
would agree.
Yeah, it lends itself well to that.
Yeah. No, I take some really, like if I go on vacation and bring like my watercolor or something like that, it's like there's a new kind of like relaxation that you hit when you're like, I don't have to go into work after this.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah, I know. Yeah, like, when you're on vacation, it is nice. I know, you do. You don't have that added.
You're like just doing it simply for the pleasure of making art.
And you know, when art is what relaxes you, if you're on vacation, I can't think of anything better I'd rather be doing than just chilling and stitching and drawing and writing and all of the things. So
do you guys work outside ever?
You have to let us know. I know we're always curious, like we said, about what other people are doing.
Or would you come work with us next summer?
If we did like a meetup, would you guys come for a plein air meetup? That would be great. Message us and let us know. I mean, I know a lot of you are in our area. Maybe a lot of you aren't, but we could live stream it. For people who, we've talked about that. It doesn't have to be anything fancy, but it would just be kind of fun. You would feel like you were a part of what's going on, even if you weren't here. Like, and then you could say, "I've been to Rhode Island." Specifically Warren, Rhode Island. So but
let us know.
I know. Art night. What's the next thing coming up? Warren Walkabout.
Probably the Walkabout. That happens in October every year. Sponsored by Discover Warren. And then, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. I have to think of something else. But Walkabout, you're going to be here for the Walkabout, though. Yes, I'm out of town. Sadly, I was very excited about the Walkabout, and then couldn't figure out why I had that weekend off, and I realized we're going to a wedding all the way across the country. I will not be here for the Warren Walkabout. But that's a great thing to come out for if you want to take a peek at the studio. We'll get the details. We'll get all the details to you guys. Maybe we'll do a little video about it. Anyway, all right.
Well, leave us a comment.
All right. Good seeing you guys. We always enjoy you. I hope you enjoy us. All right.